Let's get ready to rumble! I have no idea what I'm doing. Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Chad, and today I'm doing something a little bit different. So I'm not really doing an unboxing type video, I'm going to be doing like a comparison. So in my last video, I unboxed the Barbie Extra dolls, and if you want to see that, I'm gonna put it up in the iCards and also a link to it down below. But when I saw this doll, let's be real, there's a lot of similarities between this doll and a certain LOL OMG doll. So I wanted to do kind of like a comparison between the Barbie Extra dolls and some other dolls that are similar in price point and similar demographic that are out there right now on the market. Also, before we get started, if you like these kind of videos where I'm, doing something a little different than just a normal review and unboxing, let me know in the comments. It's something different, just giving it a try. I'm just gonna have a little bit of fun with it and see where we end up. Before I get started, this is just my personal opinion. Obviously, you're totally allowed to have your own opinion, and if you disagree with my ranking, your opinion is totally valid. In fact, I'd love to hear what your options are after you find out at the end what my ranking is. Leave comments down below and let me know what your ranking is. Let's get ready to rumble! I have no idea what I'm doing. Okay, so let's meet each of the doll lines and which characters will be representing them. I'm not really gonna make it a competition. I think what I'm just gonna do is at the end, I'm just gonna decide which ones are my favorites. I'm gonna try and rank them. So I do have dolls from 4 different doll lines. The first one obviously is Barbie Extra. The Barbie Extra doll that I'm comparing is Barbie Extra number 2. This is the one that kind of has like the decor-key kind of like pastel color scheme. I'm just going to move her over here since she is the first one. Let me make sure she's still in frame. Next up, we have a doll that everybody online was comparing this doll to. So I'm going to do the LOL OMG Candylicious. Also coming from MGA, I'm going to be including Rainbow High, and representing that is going to be Sunny. Oh my god, you're not going to be able to see me. Let me zoom out just a little bit. And then representing Hairmazing, I've got Dee Dee. Oh, you cannot see me. There we go. Okay, I'm just gonna sit over here. Okay, so the reason that I picked these 4 dolls to compare, first of all, they are all dolls that have a similar demographic. Also, they are all within the same price point, roughly. They all range anywhere from $19 up to $27, depending on where you're getting them. For these individual dolls that I picked anyway. There are other dolls from these lines that are more expensive or less expensive. I'm just focusing on these because they are the main dolls from their respective lines. The other reason that I chose these 4 dolls in particular from each line is because each of these are a similar style. They're all like pastel colors. They all have kind of that Japanese streetwear kawaii kind of vibe to their overall aesthetic. Decor-key, I think, was the one that described most of them. Maybe not Sunny. I don't know if she's technically still Decor-key, but they all kind of, they may not all fit exactly those styles, but they all are all reminiscent of those. Okay, so some of the things I'm going to be looking at is I'm just going to be looking at the quality of the materials used for the doll itself, including the hair, as well as the outfits, and some of them come with more accessories than others. Okay, so starting off, we've got Barbie Extra. The Barbie Extra dolls cost around $25. Depending on where you get them, they may be $1 or $2 more or less. And I got mine at Walmart. This one I got at Walmart. I also got Barbie number 3 at Target. Now, like I said, I did a more in-depth review in my previous video, so link down below for that. But basically, these dolls come with one outfit, and they all have multiple accessories. All of the dolls that I've seen have incredibly long hair, and the hair is, I would say, adequate. It's not the best hair I felt. It is not bad hair. The Barbie Extra dolls actually have really good articulation. They have 11 points of articulation with movement at the head, shoulders, elbow, wrist, hips, and knees. So they're basically the same kind of articulation as the classic, what the Barbie fashionistas that came out in the beginning. They have that same kind of articulation. It's also the same amount of articulation as like a Monster High or Ever After High doll. This is the only doll in the lineup that does not come with a stand. This stand is one that I already had. It's a Kaiser stand that I got from Amazon. All right, so next up we have LOL OMG. These dolls are around $27. They're like $26.99 or $26.88 or something like that, depending on where you get them. So a couple dollars more than the Barbie Extra. When we put these dolls side by side, it's hard not to see the similarities there. I don't think it's a straight up copy necessarily. I think they both pulled from similar inspirations and that they both have a certain style that is inspired by, you know, like Japanese streetwear, dekora-ki, kawaii kind of fashion. The OMG doll does come with a stand, and the Barbie Extra doll did not come with a stand. They do not come in an open package. They come in a package where everything's closed off and you can't see the doll because it is a surprise factor. I am not huge on the surprise thing because I'm kind of over it. We've seen it a lot in the past 5 years or maybe more, I don't know. I am, as a collector, I want to see the doll and make sure that there's no defects. I want to make sure that the paint is good on her face and that her hair is good and, you know, stuff like that. And the fact that you can't do that with OMG dolls, that she does lose some points for me. I don't know what that was. That was supposed to be a thumbs down. When you do get her out of the box, she has so many more details, like her fingernails are painted, the details on her shoes and earrings are painted. Also, the biggest thing is her hair is so much better quality. The OMG dolls have really, really, really nice silky hair, and it puts this hair to shame. Like I said, this isn't even bad hair. This is good hair, but this hair is so much better. Also, the materials that were used for her outfit are like this faux leather and stuff like that. It's just a much higher grade quality of fabrics used. Talking about articulation with this doll, she does have movement at the head, at the shoulder, the elbow, and the wrist. She can move at the hip as well, and she does have a bend and snap. I can't do it right now, but she does have a bend and snap knee. So she is also like a heavier, more substantial material. So next up we have Hair Amazing from Hair Adorables. So for Hair Amazing dolls, this is another doll that comes with a bunch of surprises. The one main difference is you can actually see her in the pack when you get her, but she doesn't have like her earrings and her hat and stuff like that. A lot of these pieces are separate in little blind bags that you have to open, but at least you can see the doll this time. For the Hair Amazing's overall style, it's a little bit more simplistic. It's a little bit more cartoony. There's not as much accessories. They do come with like earrings and shoes and like layered up with like the socks and stuff like that. But they don't really have a whole lot of jewelry. Hair Amazing dolls have really, really amazing hair. It's literally there in the name. They have really, really good quality hair. I think some of the other ones have slightly silkier hair. Her hair is like reflective, like it's kind of shimmery, so it feels a little different, but it is still super soft. And I think Hair Amazing dolls, they always have super long hair, but they are definitely a high contender when it comes to the hair quality, because I mean that is kind of their whole thing. What I like most about these dolls is they are the scale of Monster High or Ever After High. A little different. I think their heads are slightly bigger and the body is a little shorter and their feet are a little bigger, so they can't technically wear Monster High shoes, but they have the exact same articulation. The Hair Amazing dolls actually have 12 points of articulation. They have the same movement at the head, shoulder, elbow, and wrist, as well as the hip and the knee joint, just like Monster High and Ever After High. The one additional piece that they have is they also have a joint at the waist, or at like the midsection just under their chest, so they can pose a little bit more as well. And she also comes with a stand. So once again, an extra point that, you know, the Barbie Extra aren't getting because she came with a stand. All right, last but certainly not least is Rainbow High. By the way, each of the dolls I've actually done a full unboxing and review for, so if you want to see those videos, I'm going to put a link to all of them down below in the description, and if I remember when I show them on screen, I will put a link up in the iCards as well. Rainbow High dolls are at that $26.99 or $27 range, so they're the same exact price point as the OMG dolls are. They are also by MGA, which is the same as the OMG dolls, so they're made by the same people, or well, the same company. They probably have different teams working on them, but it's made by the same company. The other reason I wanted to include Rainbow High is because they really are a popular doll franchise right now. Rainbow High is the one that I'm seeing the most people talking about, so I just wanted to be sure to include Rainbow High in this lineup, because then I feel like it'd be fair, just so that way anybody who wants to like compare all these different dolls together, you can kind of like see side by side. So one of the biggest differences for Rainbow High is her eyes are not painted on. She has these like clear acrylic eyes that are inset, which are not my favorite. If I'm being completely honest, I feel like for me, that's actually a couple points against her, because I find dolls with inset eyes to be kind of creepy. Like, they follow you. Like, I don't know, they're whatever. But like, also being a doll customizer, this is hard to customize. Like something like this, even though like it's like heavily sculpted, the shape of the eyes and everything, dolls that have painted eyes, I can remove the paint with acetone and then I can redraw on the eyes however I want. But I can't really do that with Rainbow High. So from a customizer standpoint, Rainbow High is not my favorite doll. Like, I wouldn't necessarily work with them as much as I would with another doll where I can really have a lot more flexibility with how I want their face to look. I definitely want to compare the hair. Out of the box, her hair was extremely gelled, but I did wash it out. And she has very, very, very nice hair. Her hair is super long. Like, it goes down to her ankles while it's up like this. This gives extra length, so if you were to take these out and have it hang down, her hair would come down past her feet. So that's some points in her favor. I love dolls with long hair. Just like with the OMG dolls, the Rainbow High dolls have some really high quality when it comes to the outfits and the clothing. For Rainbow High, they technically have 17 points of articulation. The reason that they have so much is because their elbows and their knees are technically double jointed. So other than that, it's not too much different than the other articulation you're seeing on this lineup. But she does also have like articulation at the leg here, so that way the leg can turn as well as the hip joint. But other than that, they also have like the movement at the shoulders and the wrists and the elbows and the knees. None of the dolls have articulation at the ankles. Unlike OMG, Rainbow High is not a surprise line. What I mean by that is you can see the doll that you are getting before you buy her, as well as her second outfit, which, by the way, Rainbow High is the only line in this lineup here that actually comes with a second outfit, which is really interesting because both of these dolls are the same price, but this one comes with a second outfit, and this one just comes with like everything in surprise bags, and you had to unbox it and put it on yourself. Sometimes I wonder when I'm looking at all these different doll lines, like, where does the cost go? Because like this doll has a pet but does not have a stand. The rest of them have stands. These two have like a bunch of surprise bags, so they have all that extra packaging. This doll has a lot more like luxurious packaging and stuff like that. Also, I don't remember if I already said it, but this doll does also come with her own stand as well. The one thing I did want to talk about is the build quality of the doll themselves. So talking about the material, like the plastic used for the body and the way that the articulation is designed. That's another thing to consider, because the OMG doll is the only one that doesn't have a full-on joint in her knee. She has the rubber legs with the bend and snap joint for the knee. The rest of them have full articulation in throughout their legs and everything. The Barbie Extra doll is like a hollow, like hard plastic pretty much all the way through. The Rainbow High dolls have a slightly higher quality when it comes to the actual plastics used, but they're more of like a collector piece, and they feel to be a little bit more fragile, even though it's a higher quality material. The construction of the articulation seems a little, not flimsy, but it seems like it would break easier, so I don't know if they'd be as good for maybe younger kids. The Hair Amazing dolls are probably my favorite as far as the body goes because it's similar to Monster High, but the materials that they used are very different than Monster High in that, like, their legs are very bendy, whereas Monster High's legs don't really do that. They're like a softer material and they have a harder time standing up. If I'm looking at like all the accessories and stuff like that, I think that Rainbow High technically comes with the most because they come with the second outfit, but if I'm just looking at accessories, I think OMG comes with the most. Talking about the hair, I'm gonna put these in order. I'm gonna put the hair that I think is the best, I'm going to put closest to me, and the hair that I think is the least is gonna be furthest away from me. So this is my lineup when it comes to hair quality, which I'm actually kind of surprised. You would think that Hair Amazing would be my number one, being that their whole thing is their hair, but every single OMG doll that I've felt has amazing hair. And in this lineup, Dee Dee's hair is like the one exception to Hair Amazing dolls. If I was comparing like Noah, for example, Noah has like some of the best feeling hair when it comes to the Hair Amazing dolls. Even comparing Noah's hair, like the texture and the feel of it, I still think that OMG, like every OMG doll that I've seen in person has had amazing hair, and it's just slightly better than Hair Amazing when it comes to the hair quality. It's almost the same. So it's really hard to say. I would just say for this particular lineup, this hair is not as silky, whereas this hair is. So that's why I decided to go with this route. Rainbow High dolls have super amazing hair. I would just say that the Hair Amazing dolls have a very slight edge on Rainbow High when it comes to the hair. The Barbie Extra, once again, it's good hair quality, but it is definitely the lowest hair quality on this lineup. Next, let's talk about articulation. I'm going to do the same thing where the one I like the most is going to be closest to me. All right, so as far as articulation goes, this is my lineup. So let me know in the comments if you're surprised, because I was kind of surprised. Rainbow High came in last for me. I don't like their articulation. The way that the joints are, I'm always afraid I'm going to break them when I pose them, and they don't really bend as far or as much as I would like them to. Plus, they kind of feel bulky or chunky. Like the scale is a little weird, I guess maybe just compared to what I'm used to. I would put the Hair Amazing dolls up higher on my list. Once again, if it was Monster High or Ever After High, like the classic ones, they would be number one for me. But, and they're very similar and reminiscent of that, but for some reason, just the flimsy material that they use makes their arms like bendy, and I'm not a fan of that. It's weird for posing. It's just not the same feeling as like Monster High or Ever After High. Next I have OMG. I love the articulation for OMG dolls. I think that they have really good range of movement and posability when it comes to their hands. And I actually like the bend and snap knees, but my favorite is actually the Barbie Extra. I like their bodies the best. I like the sturdiness of the plastic because it doesn't feel like it's going to break, but at the same time, they have a really good range of posability and movement, which I definitely appreciate. It's not made to move, but it's good enough to where I don't feel like I want to rebody her and give her a more articulated body. I'm actually really happy with this. Next, let's talk about the outfits and accessories. All right, here we go. I don't think this is a surprise to anybody that Rainbow High wins because I really like their style. This is something that I wish that Barbie would do more. Like, Mattel, please take notes. I feel like a lot of the outfits that Rainbow High wears, while yes, they are inspired by designer looks, I still feel that they're a little bit more wearable. Like, they're a little bit more casual styles. Whereas for Hair Amazing, I don't really think that they're that wearable. They look like a costume, or like I said, it's meant for little kids, which is why they're at the end of the list for me. I'm just not a huge fan of their aesthetic when it comes to the outfits. Okay, last but not least, let's talk about my personal preference. Once again, I think I'm going to put my personal favorite closest to me and my least favorite furthest away from me. Oh my god, okay, this one is actually really hard. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. Ugh, this is so hard because none of these dolls check all of the boxes for me 100%. I think I'm just gonna have to go with like whichever ones when I look at them makes me feel the best. Okay, before I actually reveal what order I'm going to put these in, I just want to say that I love all of these doll lines, so these are all lines that I actively collect, and I wouldn't spend my money on them if I didn't like them. So all I'm trying to do is kind of like take and put my favorites into an order from most favorite to least favorite, so which is why it's so hard. Also, the order I'm about to put them in probably will not make any sense. It's just, at the end of the day, my opinion and what I decided to go with. So I think in last place, I'm gonna have to say Rainbow High. And it's not that I don't think they're a quality doll. Like I said, I'm ranking my favorite doll lines in order from least favorite to most favorite. But I think the main thing that it's coming down to is the doll itself. Not necessarily the fashion, but when it comes to the physical doll, the way their faces look, the way their head sculpt, you know, their hair, you know, stuff like that. Rainbow High, I liked it a lot when it first came out, but I've kind of gotten a little desensitized to it or something, because like I look at Rainbow High dolls and I like them, they're just not my favorite. And I think it has to do with the inset eyes is the biggest thing. The second thing is I am not a fan of their articulation. So in third place, and this was actually a pretty easy choice for me, in third place is the Barbie Extra dolls. I do like the Barbie Extra dolls more than I like Rainbow High, mainly because of I like Barbie. I like Barbie's scale. I like the type of articulation and the way that articulation is constructed. I really like it. I want them to have the quality of Rainbow High. Like if you could merge these two together, this would be right up at the very top, like my number one pick. But obviously that's not a realistic thing. But she was in a solid third place. It would be higher if their outfits were better and the accessories and like certain little things, like I don't need a pet, but I would rather have a stand. In second place, LOL OMG. And the reason for this is because I'm not a fan of their face. They would be number one because they have amazing hair. Their aesthetic is awesome. I love the designs. Not all of them. There are certain OMG dolls that I'm not a fan of at all. But the ones that I do like, I really like their outfits. I really like their accessories and the way that their hair is styled. I hate their face. I mean, I think she's cute. I think that they're cute. I like the makeup colors they choose and stuff. I don't like this face sculpt, is what I'm saying. I don't like these big ping pong ball eyes. I've never been a fan of it. I think they look cute for the little baby doll ones, that like the original or the LOL dolls, but for the OMG dolls, I don't really care for this look, and it's the only reason this is in second place, because it would be in first place for me. In first place, my favorite doll line out of these four is Hairmazing. And I know, calm down. I know a lot of you are probably screaming at me in the comments right now, but Hairmazing is my favorite doll line out of these four. And like I said, I'm ranking my favorite doll lines, my favorite current doll line. My favorite doll line is Ever After High, hands down. There's no way if Ever After High was in this lineup that it would be any place except first place. But hear me out. Not trying to convince you to, like them the same way that I do, but Hairmazing dolls are probably my favorite doll line that is just on the shelves right now. I really like the Prom Perfect line, and I'm super excited to open those. I have them all. I own all of the Prom Perfect line, and I will be reviewing those on my channel soon. But I love dolls with long hair, with good quality hair. Check. I also really like their scale because it reminds me, it's like that nostalgia thing. I love the Monster High and Ever After High, and this is kind of giving me that vibe. I really like them. I think they come with a lot of potential. So that is my ranking when it comes to these four current doll lines. Please be nice to me in the comments. I know that a lot of you are not going to agree with me. In fact, I think most of you are probably going to have these in a completely different order than I do. But like I said at the end, I just had to look at them and decide which one makes me the happiest. And I think Hairmazing does that for me. I think I really like collecting the Hairmazing dolls. So far, I think I own all of them. I'm not 100% sure. I have to double check, but I think I own all of the Hair Amazing dolls now. And it's the only doll line in this lineup that I've done that for. Okay, so I know this is a very different kind of video than what I normally do. If it's something that you like, let me know, because I will do more stuff like this if you enjoy watching this. It may not be just like comparing individual dolls and ranking them, but like if you'd like more variety other than just the normal unboxing, let me know, or just hit that thumbs up to let me know if you like the video. That's another way you can let me know. Anyway, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this. I really had fun making it. It's very different for me, but if you want to see more videos, I have a lot more coming up. I like to post new videos every week on Wednesday, except for when I don't, and it posted on Thursday, so go ahead and subscribe and ring that bell so you can get a notification regardless of what day of the week it is. I'm gonna get going for right now because it is dinner time and I'm getting hungry, but I hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye!